With the announcement that Jamaica does in fact have oil, now we haven't discovered how profitable it can be in terms of the quality of the oil or how hard it is to drill for it or whether we'll even be able to extract it. But let's say being positive that this can be extracted and be refined and it can be used locally, will that bring down inflation rates to something more like what we see in the United States and Canada at 2%?
It would help with energy costs. As far as energy costs go, if we did not have the ability or the capacity to refine, then we may have been in a more difficult position because the presence of oil by itself just doesn't necessarily guarantee energy security. It depends on too many factors. So just to back up a little bit, we have been looking for oil for a long time, from at least maybe 70, 80 years ago. The last time we had ever done something like this was in the 1980s, so 40 years ago. Most Jamaicans, I think, suspect that there is the presence of oil. We have seen in drops possibly over the last many years. What we don't know is whether it is in sufficiently commercially viable quantities for us to be able to justify the cost of extracting it and then being able to recover that cost. So it had been estimated that there are maybe reserves of about 7 billion barrels, but just because it exists doesn't mean that you can get to it. Just to drill a well, the energy minister said it was going to cost somewhere between 60 and 70 million US, and you need maybe at least 14 wells to be able to extract it. So you cannot spend a lot of money just to go on a wild goose chase kind of thing. We have to make sure that if we eventually get to that point, it becomes profitable for us. And of course, there are other questions about whether what we do with the money, the windfall that we would get from oil. Can it be managed in such a way that it's not just for today's generation, but also future generations?